Hello, people. Welcome to our Edit W Sports Postgame Show, week number 3. My name is Kartel West. I will be your guest host because Singor Scott is not here. To my left, we have my brother and twin, Carlos West. Say what's up, Carlos.
What's up, people? I told you the Bears. Didn't I tell you? Let's talk about the Packer game real quick because it just kicked off.
All right, so the Packers are playing against the 49ers. It is in, where's it at?
It's in Frisco.
It's in Frisco. Carlos chose the Packers.
You want me to tell the people why? It just started. The 49ers offense is not looking right, and I just think Aaron Rodgers is going to score points. Garoppolo's not looking good, people. My buddies, Cam Money, said your 49ers will take their first L tonight. The 49ers lose at home. They are a 3-point favorite. I told you earlier, I'm going to go over the games that we won good money when I said you double down on this one.
Yeah. Actually, I just took the 49ers. I'll take that back. I just took the Packers and the plus 3 points. I'm on a humongous winning streak. I have a philosophy. I didn't bet big on this one, but I have a philosophy. Win big, lose big. I put money on the Dodgers, our Dodgers, Los Angeles Dodgers, to cover 1.5 runs against the who we just beat, Arizona Diamondbacks. It was 17-1, which basically means 1.7, which basically means I had to put 1,700 to win 1,000. That's what I did, and boy, did my Dodgers win.
Dodger
blue. We won 3-0.
We're talking Dodgers. We're talking world champion Dodgers, people. Not your losing White Sox. You actually think the White Sox... What kills me is how they get so upset.
Yes, they do.
They get so upset. Wait till we talk about the Bears. So in this game, people, real quick, Green Bay will outscore the 49ers. The 49ers quarterback play right now is good. Not good. Green Bay wins this game.
Okay, so just so I can reiterate, I want you guys to follow us. We're on YouTube at Edit W Sports. There will be a link on our Facebook underneath every Facebook video to get to our YouTube. You like us, follow us, do everything you guys do on social media.
Let's talk the games. Oh, you know we have to discuss your losing Bears first. I told you.
Winners win and losers lose.
And the Bears are the epitome of losers. And you continue to watch them. I see it all on Facebook. We need this. We need this. You need everything, people. The Chicago Bears suck. Your offense sucks. Your defense sucks. The quarterback sucks. The offensive line sucks. The secondary sucks. Did you see him today?
You know what? Good organizations develop quarterbacks like Kansas City developed Patrick Mahomes. My Broncos, I was actually a little bit upset that we didn't draft Justin Fields, but it's actually looking like an ingenious move.
Lord.
The Patrick Surtain looks like the real deal, and Justin Fields with this training people in the Bears, he threw for 80-something yards at the quarterback position. 80-something yards. How many was it?
Wait a minute. Justin Fields? I got it, people.
It was
Justin Fields. I got it right here.
How many yards?
I'm going to let you talk about the Bears, then I'll take.
Justin, no, correction. I'm sorry. Justin Fields threw for 68 yards.
60.
He was he actually did only a little bit better than the quarterback, that receiver, I should say, that played quarterback for my Denver Broncos last year when all of our quarterbacks caught COVID. That was with Justin Fields' numbers.
Let me know when I can talk.
All I can say is the Bears have not won the Super Bowl since 1985. They're
Lord.
epitome of a losing franchise.
The epitome. Is it my time, bro?
Yes, it is.
Your Chicago Bears, people. I have it right here. Thrashed 26-6. Justin Fields was 6 for 20, 68 yards. Your pitiful, one of the worst offensive lines ever assembled, gave up 9 sacks, 4 of them by Garrett, Myles Garrett. Your Chicago Bears. Oh, let me finish. The running game didn't work. Montgomery ran the ball 10 times for 34 yards. Allen Robinson, 2 catches, 27 yards.
And let me mention, I actually had a chance to pick Allen Robinson on my fantasy.
I told you not to do that.
But what you do when you pick your fantasy team, you don't just go after the big name receiver. You still have to think about who's going to be passing that ball to the receiver. I thought about Andy Dalton because that was the Bears quarterback at the beginning of the season, the starting quarterback. I knew he was pathetic, leaving the Cowboys, and prior to the Cowboys leaving Cincinnati. So you have to use logic, people. You have to use logic. Go ahead with your stats. The rest of the stats for the Bears.
Do you want me to start with the offense or the defense? Which one? You pick one.
Offense.
Oh, you want to start with the offense? 6 points, people. 6.
A pathetic show.
Again, Fields 6 for 20, 68 yards. Montgomery 34 yards on the ground. Allen Robinson 27 yards. I didn't even do the total yards. I don't think the Bears had 150 total yards.
Let's see how many total yards the Bears have.
That looked like a high school team, people. And you're going to say they're going to win next week and the week after. This is stealing money, people. Do you know people, bro, wanted to bet me straight up? They don't even want to get the points. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God.
Did you see them today?
They look pathetic. It was a pathetic show. I felt sorry for them.
Did you find it? And what kills me is the people wear their Walter Payton jerseys, the Field jerseys, the Mac jersey. And you know the fact that damn saying, bear down. Bear down to do damn what? Lose. The new thing is to say, Bears bear down to what they normally do. Bear down, you might as well put on a shirt, bear down, lose. But
the Bears had a total of 47 yards.
Oh, for the game?
47 yards.
Is that an NFL record?
I don't know.
I didn't even write that down, people.
47 yards.
You know what that means, people? In 4 quarters of football, if we what's that? 11.5
yards more or less.
A quarter.
A quarter.
So in 15 minutes a quarter of football, professional football, your Chicago Bears managed to total how many yards?
47 yards.
But you would be mad that
they averaged 1.1 yards per play.
But the crazy thing, bro, you know the crazy thing? They're going to be all on social media about fire Nagy. If that's obvious. And then you're going to still root for them. And the same thing's going to happen week after week after week. And then they're going to still gamble on them. They're still going to wear the shirts. They're going to still say bear down. The new saying in Chicago, people, bear down to the losers. Bear down to the losers. Chicago Bears. Can you pour me one, bro? Just give me another. I told you. It was a beautiful day in Chicago. You barbecued, you tailgated, you had family over, you were at the bars, the family den all across Chicago to take a ass whooping thrashing that I told you were gonna take. The Chicago Bears suck.
Moving on. He ain't talking about the Bears all day. So moving on. Buffalo blew out the Washington football team.
Now, wait a minute. We got to talk about the next lose.
Oh, I love it.
The Detroit. We might as well get to the next lose.
No, they're the next game after lunch.
Okay.
All right. So, the Buffalo Bills thrashed the Washington football team 43-21. Next game is the Detroit Lions.
Wait, what game was that? The Washington game?
The Washington football team lost to the Buffalo Bills 43-21.
Let me talk about that game, bro. I told the people that Buffalo will win this game easily. The stats in this game, Washington people is an overrated football team. Heineke had a good playoff game against Brady. Heineke's not the answer, whatever his name is. He's not the answer, people. Gibson is a decent running back. They have McLaurin that can stretch the field. They have no quarterback. They have no secondary. I'm going to prove it to you. Josh Allen threw for 358 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. When I say no secondary, people, Cole Beasley, 98 yards. Emmanuel Sanders, 94 yards, a touchdown. And their best receiver, Diggs, went for 62. The Washington Redskins are a bad football team.
Washington football
team. The football team, I know them as the Skins with the football team.
That is
Washington,
incorrect.
Politically incorrect. The football team. The Washington football team sucks. My Dallas Cowboys would crush them twice this year.
Going on to the next game. The Ravens at Detroit. I chose the Detroit Lions.
In the pregame show.
I chose the Detroit Lions. Yeah. I said that the Detroit Lions would beat the Ravens. I watched their defense. Their defenses are scrappy. They're scrappy. They played good last week against Tampa Bay. Now, for 3 quarters, or actually 4 quarters, they actually played up to my billing.
But they're the Detroit Lions.
I
keep telling you,
Carlos asked me, was I willing to put my money with my mouth in?
On 4th and 20, when it was, what was it, 4th and 18?
It was 4th and 16.
I said the Lions will find a way to tell the people.
And he said the Lions will find a way to lose. They get a first down.
4th and 18 for what yard line? What? They're
like the 30 or something. So then what happens is they run out of bounds. Stop the clock. The only way the Baltimore Ravens can win this game is to kick a 66-yarder, which would be the longest field goal in NFL history.
It could have been 70, Tail. It could have been 72. It's the Detroit Lions.
And I'm like, no way. You're not in Denver. The altitude is not high enough for you to kick a 66-yard field goal. But at the end of the day, losing organizations find a way to lose.
And the Detroit Lions are if not the worst,
they're the worst franchise
in professional sports history. Did I not tell you? Tell the people what happened on 4th and 18. What did I tell you?
They got the 4th.
That's before that. What did I say?
They're going to find a way to lose.
That's the Detroit Lions, people.
And my prediction is squashed. Because the worst franchise in sports history, I'm talking football, baseball, basketball, soccer, whatever franchise, whatever sport you can think of, you will not find an organization worse run. The coaching was pathetic. Why would you go into a prevent defense on 4th and 18?
What did you want them to play?
You play aggressive. The only way you get a 4th and 18 is doing what they did. And they did.
They're the Detroit Lions.
The Detroit Lions, and they found the way to lose.
The Lions, people, the Lions are going to win, people. But the crazy part about it, you know what? Guess who the Lions play next week? You're losing Chicago Bears.
I'm making a prediction, people. The Detroit Lions will win against Chicago. The Detroit Lions will upset the Chicago Bears in Chicago. You heard it from me first. The Detroit Lions defense, you saw how they basically held in Lamar Jackson. Fields is not ready. The Detroit Lions will win that game next week.
I'm in agreement because the Bears are, from what I've been looking at what I saw today, people, we watched the Lions. You are in trouble next week.
Under 50 yards of total offense by the Chicago Bears, that is inexcusable.
Inexcusable.
No, next game, the Tennessee Titans won at home against the Colts 25-18. 25-16.
You want me to comment on this game?
You can.
Carson Wentz, 194 yards, no touchdowns. No touchdowns. The Colts must get the running game going with Jonathan Taylor to get Wentz going. Taylor only has 64 yards. Pittman, the kid from USC, is a good receiver. The coach just people, I think they're 0-3 now. They just can't score. The defense is decent. They just can't score the football. And the Titans got back to giving Derrick Henry the football. Winning football, people. Tannehill, 197 yards. He threw for 3 TDs. Henry went for 100. And they got Brown and Julio Jones. If the Tennessee Titans get their defense together, they can be a decent football team, people. The Colts, 0-3, people. The Colts season is over.
It's over.
If you're an Indianapolis Colts fan, just pack it in. Your season is over, people.
Changing the subject real fast.
And you know what? Wait a minute. That could be the worst division in football. The Indianapolis Colts, the Tennessee Titans, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Houston Texans. Let me correct myself, Colt fans. Your season is not over. Because you should be able to beat Houston twice, Jacksonville twice, possibly Tennessee at home.
Right.
You're still in it.
You might have an under 500 record, but you might make the playoffs. Just a quick update. You guys might have saw it on our back screen. The Packers are up 10-0.
Oh, it's 10-0?
10-0.
That quick?
That quick.
So what that means, people.
That means I'm up 10 in my bet.
So that means Jimmy G is going to have to start throwing the ball. The 49ers are based on run the ball, say passes, play action. So if Green Bay goes up another score, it's going to get ugly because now Jimmy G, that football team is not built for Jimmy G to have to throw that ball 40, 50 times. I told you early, people, that was the double up. That the Packers easy money. 3-point underdogs tonight.
Yeah.
What's the next game?
So the next game. The Chargers went into Arrowhead and beat the Chiefs.
Wow.
With a final score of 30-24.
First
of all, this is a great day for my Broncos. I didn't think that it would happen. There is a chance, a great chance, looking at how my Broncos defense is, looking at how the Las Vegas Raiders are playing, looking at how is it still San Diego Chargers?
The Los
Angeles Chargers are playing. There's a huge chance that Mahomes and company might not make the playoffs. Now, I wouldn't put my hand on the stove with that, saying that. But this is the toughest division in football. My Broncos will be at least a wild card. We'll get to my Broncos later on, but we're 3-0.
I got a question for you, bro.
Uh-huh.
So the Raiders and the Chargers share the same stadium, right?
Yeah.
So when they play against each other, they're in the same division. Do the home people get to? You think it's gonna be half? Well, obviously, it's way more Raider Nation.
It's way more Raider Nation.
So
but
the Raiders,
it'll be called,
But so the Raiders has to have 2 home games because there's way more Raider fans than Chargers.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right. So it was a great day for my Broncos. We went 3-0 with the Chiefs losing, and they look very vulnerable. Their defense sucks.
I told the people that last.
He told the people that. Their defense sucks. You want to add on that?
We watched this game, people. Justin Herbert outplayed Mahomes today. Justin Herbert had 281 yards, 4 touchdowns. No interceptions, people. Mike Williams, they had no answer for him outside. It was like at the end of the game, my brother was saying, well, why are they throwing the ball? I said, they see a clear mismatch. They just threw it to him. They could have got the field goal. They just kept throwing it. Touchdown, Mike Williams. Williams had a big day. But what scared me with the Chiefs' offense is Kelsey had 104 yards, but Hill only 50. So what they're doing, people,
they're double teaming him.
Sometimes they have 3 people, so they making Mahomes dink and dunk.
Yep.
Mahomes wants to get out that pocket and make plays, and he'll make bad decisions occasionally. Mm-hmm. And people, when you have a bad defense, it makes your offense. Mahomes has to do more because he knows the defense isn't going to stop anybody. Yep. So I told you last week that the Baltimore Ravens were gassed them running the ball. Today, the Chargers gassed them throwing the football, people. They didn't even run the ball. They threw the ball. That means Kansas City's pass defense is also bad, people. So the run defense is bad. The pass defense is bad. Kansas City got to do something to fix that defense because right now they can't stop anybody. People, we watch 10 games, we see it all. Take the information we're giving you.
Take the information we're giving you, people. I will show you something, people. This is today. You see this, people? These are my winnings. I won 1,000 on the Dodgers. You see that? That's a $2,600 payout. That basically means I had to put $1,650 up.
We don't want to show the people everything.
No, you have to show the validity. The validity of what we're doing. For the last month, I have won 12 out of 14 $2,000 bets.
So when we tell you people, this is our stone cold lock, we're going to give you stuff. Inboxes if you want help more information. Research, people. We got to study. That's what these notebooks are for, people. You don't just talk, you got to research. You know, when you go to grad school, you got to do your papers. This is the same thing, people. You can't just bet all the bet. Your offensive line sucks, people.
Next game. Saints went to the Patriots and Jameis Winston put on the show.
No, he didn't.
Or at least they won. The Saints beat the Patriots 28-13.
Let me get to that game. Jameis Winston, 128 yards, people, 2 touchdowns.
Put on the show. 2 touchdowns. That's
a show? 128 yards? What happened today, people, I had the Patriots. Because I thought that Sean Payton would try to air the ball out, but he knew, I'm not going to let Belichick's defense beat me. Kamara carried the ball 24 times for 89 yards. They don't normally give Kamara. They don't normally let Kamara run. They were sending him between the tackles today.
Okay.
Mac Jones, 271 TD, but the key, 3 interceptions. People, it's hard to, you're not going to win football games when your quarterback throws 3 interceptions. Another problem with the Patriots, let me give you their receivers. Kendrick Bourne, the former 49er. Myers, and if you're watching Gore, the former Eagle, and Nelson Aguilar. Where's your number 1 receiver? They have no
number 1 receiver.
And now that you understand, my brother earlier,
I predicted Matt Jones is going to win. I'm still making that prediction. Matt Jones will win Rookie of the Year in the AFC.
Dude, we need to pour you. You don't even drink Tito's. See, I drink the Tito's. When I drink dark, I drink the Remy. Do you need some of this, man?
No,
have you been drinking this?
I have not drank. The last drink I had was that moonshine I drank last night. And I'm taking a break.
That's what made you pick the Detroit Lions. That's what made you talk about Mac Jones.
Well, you saw what the Detroit Lions.
They lost. They lost.
I was about to say they almost won, but if was a fifth, we would all be drunk.
They lost.
They lost.
Mac Jones would not be the rookie. That's the moonshine.
It is what it is.
The Saints played a conservative game. Peyton would not let Winston lose the game. But that's not going to work, people, when you play quality offense. You're going to have to throw the football, people. What's the next game, bro?
Next game, Falcons beat the Giants in New York 17-14. That was just a battle of 2 horrible teams. You don't even have to break that down.
I need to talk about it. People, I lost this game. The Falcons are bad. Like my brother said, the Giants are worse. They're my Cowboy division. I wanted the Giants to lose, but I was no way they could lose to the Atlanta Falcons. Look at the stats of this game. On the ground, 61 yards for Barkley. Barkley's the star running back. Kenny Galladay, 64 yards, 4 receptions. You don't pay a guy that much money
to
get him the football. Danny Dimes, it's time for him to go. Danny Dimes got to go. Al-G, your New York Giants suck. That's 2 more wins for the Cowboys. Al-G, your Giants suck.
You all do suck.
You can't beat the Atlanta Falcons at home.
Love you to death, my brother Al-G. He's my brother from another mother, but
your
Giants suck. They suck. You all are going to suck for years.
Daddy died. Did they move up in the draft to get him?
Yeah, they did. I mean,
what
as if somebody was going to pick him, like, think that he was just the jewel of the draft and going to move up in front of you guys to pick. I didn't understand that.
For the man that fumbles the ball, turns the ball over the most than any quarterback in the league, Al-G. We will be the miracle. 1 team, 1 player, 1 brand, but your New York Giants suck.
Going to the next game, the Bengals beat the Steelers 24-10.
Oh my God.
The Bengals, the Steelers, let's call it what it is, people. Ben Roethlisberger is done. He was done last year. He cannot throw over 10 or 15 yards with any type of velocity. In the NFL, you cannot win with just little dinks and dunks, for 3 and 4 yards, little swings out of the backfield. You have to go over the top at times. He can't do it. They will not win this division. They will probably come in last. Who's in that division? The Ravens.
The Bengals.
The Bengals.
Yeah. The Steelers.
The Steelers are going to be in last place in this division.
JT, if you looking at this, Nikki, I know you like the Bears and the Steelers. Both of your teams are not making the playoffs. Big Ben threw the ball 58 times, people. He had 38 completions, 318 yards, 1 TD, 2 interceptions. Dinking and dunking the ball. Most of this happened when they were down. It was just garbage yards.
Jump time.
What has happened to Juicer Smith since he did the commercials and since
he got into it with AB?
AB was the number one receiver, people. When you're that's why you pay a number one. They thought that he was number one. He clearly is not number one.
He is not.
Their number one receivers, Claypool, people from Notre Dame. Claypool had 96 yards. Burrow, 3 touchdowns today. Mixon is a beast. 98 yards. And then Chase people. Jamar Chase, 2 touchdowns. Jamar Chase, people, is better than Justin Jefferson. That was the best rookie last year. Jamar Chase was the better receiver when LSU won the national championship. When Burrow had Chase and Jefferson. Chase is a star. Jefferson is a star. Burrows is a star, people. The Cincinnati Bengals, I cannot believe I'm saying it, are on the way up.
They have a future.
They have a future, people. When you have a quarterback, you have a future. They have receivers. They got a good running back. They got a good young defense. Chicago, you got lucky last week. If they didn't get that, if they would have got that ball back, Burrow would have won that game.
Yep. Going on to the next game. Cardinals go to Jacksonville and meet the Jacksonville Jaguars 31-19. As expected. The Jaguars are horrible. Rookie quarterback, he's going through growing pains. To me, they don't have any type of offensive stability. They have no type of offensive focus. The offensive play calling is pathetic. I mean, I don't even know what more to say.
I can comment on this game. AJ Green, people, they thought he was finished. He just left Cincinnati. 5 receptions, 112 yards. Kirk, 7 receptions, 104 yards. People, Kyler Murray is a problem. I told you in pregame. The difference between him and Tua from Miami, Kyler Murray is muscular built. He's strong. He can get out of the pocket. Tua is too frail, people. In the league, you're not going to make it being frail. Your reference to this is RG3, people.
Yep.
You are not going. These are grown men that these linebackers, these linemen can run. Tua would not be in the league long. Kyler Murray is the problem. The Cardinals have potential, people. The Cardinals, they got a quarterback, 2 good receivers, good running game. They got J.J. Watt. They got the other guy on the end. And they have in the secondary. What's the safety that makes plays? Baker. Buda Baker. The Cardinals are a problem. Lawrence, 2 interceptions. They have no number one receiver, people. They have no running back. They have no offensive line. It's like my Cowboys had to rebuild with Jimmy Johnson. Everything's got to be hard, people. But most people don't like the Jacksonville Jaguars. They suck. They suck, people.
Going on to the next game. The New York Jets against my Denver Broncos. I called it.
Yes.
First of all, I bet on it.
And he made me bet on it.
I basically said it was a 10-point spread.
A stone cold lie.
That's a stone cold lie. You look at the Jets receivers against arguably the best secondary in football. Definitely the best safeties in football.
Didn't we tell him in the pregame show? How many interceptions did he throw last week?
Last week he threw 4 interceptions.
And he playing a better defense this week.
This week he threw 2 interceptions, 5 sacks. He just looked lost out there. We shut out. This is our first shutout. We won 26-0. An egg. This is our first shutout since 2016. Our defense looked wonderful.
Do you think this defense is better than your Super Bowl defense?
I think it is, depending on the injuries. It depends on injuries. We lost Bradley Chubb last week. We need to get him back. We expect him back within 4 to 6 weeks.
What's wrong with him?
He had a high ankle sprain. He came into last week already with an ankle injury. They let him play. He got cleared to play. He re-injured the same ankle.
What you gonna do about Jewel that got injured?
Oh,
you gonna replace him?
No, we have linebackers. Snad. I don't know what college Snad went to, but he's a player. He was actually supposed to compete for the starting job. Remember last week I told you guys, Jewel came into this training camp in shape. He said that he was not going to lose the starting linebacker position. Unfortunately, got hurt. But we have backup linebackers that have been able to fill his position. We have the best safeties in football.
Who are the safeties? Let the people know.
We have Jackson and Simmons. Combined, Simmons is a Pro Bowler and an All-Pro. Jackson.
Now, that was one of your homers that worked. I remember when you told me we got a kid named Simmons.
I told you that years ago.
And then he was backing up. Who was he backing up at first until they made him a starter? Who was the starter?
I don't remember.
Okay. You was like, he's going to be a starter and he's going to be a Pro Bowler. You did say that.
So my Broncos look dominant today.
How did what you call it?
I have the Denver Broncos. That
Surtain. How did Surtain look today?
He looked good. He broke up some passes. He had almost interception. We had two safeties that actually did get interception today. But the defense just looked great. We play at home against those same Baltimore Ravens that almost lost to the Lions. The difference is between us and the Lions is that, first of all, we're a good organization. Losers lose, winners win. The Lions found a way to lose. We will not find a way to lose next week, and I'm giving a prediction that's your upset. The Ravens will be favored to beat my Broncos.
They're going to be not in Denver.
They're going to be favored.
No, not in Denver.
Why?
No.
Why?
The spread, they won't be favored.
Why?
Dirt Dog, if you watching, Tail wants to holler at you for that paper. Your Ravens versus his Broncos.
So, you got anything to say about the Jets and Bronco game?
I told you the pregame, people. Stone Cold Lock. I watched the Jets versus the Patriots last week. I told you pregame, Zach Wilson threw 4 interceptions against the Patriots. Today, 2 interceptions. Denver's defense was all over them, people. They stifled them. Easy money off that game today. 26-0.
Next game, Dolphins at the Raiders. The Raiders won in overtime 31-28 to tie my Denver Broncos
they
for first place.
Blew it.
Almost blew it. But to tie my Denver Broncos for first place in the AFC West, the toughest division in football. 3-0 for the Raiders, 3-0 for my Broncos. Got anything to say about this game?
Chiefs are 1-2, and the Chargers are 2-1. Those are 4 quality football teams, people. My brother's absolutely correct. The AFC West is the toughest division in football. What I had to say about the game, when Opio, Raider Nation, Thirst if you watching, when the Raiders got John Gruden, people laughed. John Gruden knows football. John Gruden knows how to manage quarterbacks. Now you see the difference of how Carr looks. Again, I go back to losers. Matt Nagy. If John Gruden coaches the Bears, he's going to develop the quarterback.
Yep.
That's the difference between an offensive mind that knows what he's doing. What is Lowe talking about? Carr again, 366 yards, 2 TDs. The backup running back had 100 yards. I never heard of this kid, Barber. Because their starting running back, Jacobs, has been out the last 2 weeks with an ankle. Listen to these receivers, people. Edwards, 89 yards. Henry Ruggs, people. Don't forget that name. Henry Ruggs. That kid runs under a 4.3 40. That's why Gruden drafted him.
A 4.28 40.
And then they have a kid named Renfro that played at Clemson that was Deshaun Watson's safety valve when Clemson beat Alabama in the title game. That's why he's on the Raiders. The Raiders have weapons. They have the second best tight end in football. Kelsey's one, well, maybe second or third, but Kelsey, Kittle, and Waller. It's debatable, though, between Kittle and Waller because the Raiders got a better quarterback.
Right.
I'm going with Waller because Jimmy G, that's not the answer, people.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. We picked the Raiders to beat the Dolphins.
Next game. Buccaneers lost at the Rams 34-24. Tom Brady, he tried. The Rams, Carlos said it a couple of weeks ago, and I'm saying it now. Stafford is the difference with this Rams team. Stafford was always a player. Stafford used to be injury prone, but why was he injury prone? The Lions' offensive line, the organization. You have to be able to not only draft good quarterbacks, you have to develop good quarterbacks and get a good offensive line in front of those good quarterbacks. If you look at the Chiefs last year in the Super Bowl, why did they lose? They lost their left tackle, they lost their right tackle. You cannot play the quarterback position if you do not have time to throw the football.
Oh, do we got to talk about the Bears? Why would you drive for a tackle that has back issue?
Pathetic decision. Pathetic decision. Winners win, losers win.
Hey, let's talk about that game. Brady had 432 yards, but the Rams did enough to not let Brady go crazy because Tampa's scored 30 points with their last 5 games. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about Stafford. I told the people week 1. Stafford, people, is one of the best quarterbacks in football. But he played for the terrible Detroit Lions. The coach, McVay, people, this is one of the best offensive coaches in football.
Yes, it is.
If you could go to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff, Stafford people can run McVay's whole system. His whole system, now they can stretch the field. What happened today? Deshaun Jackson, people that used to be on the Eagles, 3 catches, 102 yards. Correction. 3 catches, 120 yards in the TD. People, that's an average of 40 yards a catch. The man still got to be running a 4-3-4-4 because if you watch the game, they had no answer for him. So the Rams now have 2 things on offense that they didn't have before. They have a speed receiver because before they just had Cuff and Woods and they would hit the tight end underneath. Now they still got Cuff. They still got Woods. They still got decent tight ends. Now they don't have the running back that's out the league from Georgia. What's the name?
I forgot the name.
So what they're doing now is it's a pass offense. Now that you got Deshaun stretching the field, Cuff and Woods and the tight end work underneath. Let me give you the stats. Deshaun, 3 catches, 120 yards, a touchdown. Cooper Cuff with 9 catches, 96 yards in the touchdown. Robert Woods had 3 catches. The Rams people are the best team in the NFL right now. The Rams have a legitimate chance, people, to win the Super Bowl. The Rams are balanced on both sides of the ball. The Rams are dangerous.
Next game. Seahawks lose to the Vikings 30-17. I'll put you like this. Seattle looks good on paper. Russell Wilson, the receivers that they have. The problem with Seattle
The
probably
defense,
isn't
the offensive
offense.
line.
It's the
They're
defense.
overrated. They're overrated.
That's
Did
the
I
best
say
way.
that for week
You
one?
said that. The Seattle is overrated. It's almost as if you're trying to take the early 2000 teams
With the Legion of Boom.
with the Legion
right.
of Boom and trying to say that it's the same team. But if you look at their personnel, it's not the same personnel. The defense sucks. And even if they do or when they do put up points, the other team just matches their points.
And see, I think the people are just going off the name of Russell Wilson. People, stop betting on the Seahawks. I told you earlier today, easy win. Stop betting on the Seahawks. Don't let Russell Wilson cannot save this football team. People, they have no offensive line. They got a beast of a receiver in Metcalf. They got a decent running back in Carson, but their defense sucks. The offensive line isn't very good. Let me tell you how bad this defense is. The backup running back, Madison, had 112 yards. Jefferson went over 118 yards. The receiver for LSU. Kirk Cousins, 30 for 38, 3 touchdowns. Kirk Cousins is not the greatest, but he's not the worst. If you let Kirk Cousins do that to you, that lets you know your defense isn't good. I told you on the pregame show. Take the Vikings. They'll beat the Seahawks. People, the Seahawks are overrated. The Seahawks are the worst team in the NFC West, people. They can't beat Frisco. They can't beat Arizona, and they definitely can't beat the Rams.
Yeah. Last game of the week will be outside of this game. The Packers and 49ers. Last game will be tomorrow night. The Eagles at your Cowboys.
Are you kidding?
I'm choosing the Cowboys. Cowboys. We've already made our picks. They've already made their pick. The Cowboys will win this game. They will win this game easily. Dak will throw for over 300. Two of the receivers, you heard it from me first, people. 2 of the receivers will go over 100 yards. And let me tell you, if you should bet on this game, the line is a -3.5, which basically means the Cowboys will have to win by 4 or more to claim victory in this game. The Cowboys have been playing close against teams all year long. However, I do believe that this is going to be the Cowboys' breakout.
And it's our home opener.
And it's at home.
This
is going to be the Cowboys' opener as far as their offense will explode. They will win by over 10 points.
The key to this game, people, is the Eagles do have a good front seven. Graham is injured, but they got the guy that used to be on Washington. He's a decent. They still got Fletcher Cox. They got some good linebackers. The Eagles' front seven is good. But if our offensive line holds up, where the Eagles struggles the back end.
Yep.
And historically, like my brother says, Amari Cooper torches the Eagles. Amari Cooper plays much better at home than he does on the road.
Yes, he does.
CeeDee Lamb is an emerging star. We got 2 good tight ends. We got Pollard, people. Pollard gives us the speed out the backfield. Zeke gives us the power. We'll beat the Eagles easily tomorrow. Explain to the people where they can find us at W Sports, and then I'll close it out.
You need to find us at W Sports on our YouTube channel.
Subscribe, people.
Subscribe, like us, do everything that you guys do when it comes to social media. We need you guys' support. We're going to be here every week, people. We know football. We know baseball. We know basketball.
We know college football.
We know college football. We have an expert in Carcino in boxing. He can't choose very well football games, but he's very good at boxing. Stick to boxing, Carcino. Stick to boxing.
We got a buddy, Cam Money, that's an expert in boxing, basketball.
And he's actually a 49er fan. He's about to watch the 49ers lose right now. But watch and subscribe.
Said I see you, said you know it's It's an L tonight, said. Don't
Watch
drink
it,
too many.
subscribe to it.
Said don't drink too many beers. You know you got to go to work tomorrow. Said it's an L tonight. Don't drink the beers too much. The Chicago Bears. I told you.
Winners win,
Losers lose. The Chicago Bears suck. We'll see you later.
Peace.